Hello everyone, this is MJPW, and before the video starts I just want to say a few things. The background to my normal unboxing review things is different again. Well, since that last few videos of the last few like unboxing or review things, I've moved again. And but everything is good, and also the other thing, you're gonna hear the washing machine a little bit behind me. I'm gonna try and talk a decent volume, so maybe you're not hearing it constantly, but what we got here today, we got a few Ghostface items because the video that I did for the zombie Ghostface mask that I sold did fairly well, and it is also kind of like an archive thing I'd like to do with just some of the cool collectibles that I have, or that I rediscover that I have, you know, just kind of showing you guys some of the things that I own in storage or in, you know, my normal like office or whatever, you know. So this is actually a big thing. This is probably why people are going to click on the video, and it's probably going to be the highlight of the video. I'm going to talk about that. That is the phone that came out during Scream 4. There was one that was made that went with the animatronic that Spirit Halloween was selling at the time, but this is not that one. Well, it kind of is. It's the one that was sold separate from the animatronic. And I'll talk more a little bit about that in just a few minutes, but it's a really, really cool piece. That's going to be probably the main thing of the video. But I wanted to talk about these little other things just because when I found the phone, I found these other few items alongside it. So what this little guy is, he is a pocket screamer. That's what he's called, and it's by Fun World. Really cool. And at the time, I really didn't know about how collectible things were of Scream, but for some reason at that time, I bought so many different little things or bigger things. I also had something I just sold to a friend of mine that was a set of lights that had Ghostface's head, you know, like those string lights you see for Halloween. Really gimmicky. That's like the main thing, but it was the same kind of packaging style. It came, yeah, I got it when Scream 4 came out, and it's so funny to think about back then and to now how much different things cost. And I also apologize if my voice sounds a little weird. I am a little stuffy. I'm trying to get over being sick. It just seems to want to hold me back. But so it's so funny to think about how much things cost nowadays to back then, even to when this movie came out. When did 2011? Yeah, so this little guy came out in 2011, and it's so funny to think, like, nowadays if this came out, this would probably be like $8 to $10, something like. But yeah, they don't sell anything quite like this anymore, not at least marketed, you know, with Scream or any other characters that I've seen, at least. So they had different versions of this. Obviously, if you saw the zombie Ghostface, I very much was into zombies during that time. If you're a watcher of my channel, you could probably tell. So they had different kinds, but this one is obviously the zombie one. You can see by the darkened yellowed mask or greenish looking mask and the cracks. Very, very reminiscent of the new one, the Scream 6 that just came out. And I'm not super certain if like these silver markings were on there beforehand, or if when he was in storage he kind of developed those, or, you know, maybe bumped up against something. I did like try and, like, you know, do something like that, and it does kind of come off a little, but I don't know if it was going for, like, you know, the sparkle robe type thing. And I would play it, but sadly I don't have any batteries that match this right now. But it just kind of screams. I can't really remember the sound that it makes, but it just screams. But it's a nice little figurine to just kind of, you know, just kind of have sitting somewhere. And it's of the zombie one, so they don't do a whole lot of the zombie stuff anymore. Really, other than the main Ghostface, that's like the main thing, or Dead by Daylight, they really push that. But yeah, he's still got his tag and everything. He's just been kind of put away. Nice little tucked away little Ghostface figurine. But yeah, I really like this guy, so I wanted to show him. The other two things aren't that interesting. This is just simply a bottle opener of Ghostface. Again, by Fun World. Just another little thing that I bought, and $4 for something like that. Yeah, nowadays it would be like double that. Really cool. Just another thing that I kept in the package. And this is a cup, and I'm pretty sure I got that at Spirit Halloween as well. And I'm not super certain where I got this from. I want to say Spirit Halloween, or maybe like Party City. The logo and the price almost reminds me of like a Dollar General, but I'm not super sure where he came from. But I kept the tag on it. I didn't drink from it or anything like that. Obviously $2, yeah. Really cool. It's just plastic, simple plastic cup. Really cool. Okay, so I will say the batteries that I have, I think, are decent for this. It takes 3 AAAs. I guess I'll talk about, like, you can spin it around like a normal old phone and it'll go back to the spot it needs to go to. This really doesn't have any functionality for the actual like mechanics or like the electronics of the thing. Let me see which mode I have it on. So just to show you, so there's an on mode and there's a sensor mode. And just to kind of show you the back, I think that's where the plug would go, like for the animatronic. Like, I think you can take the bottom off and somehow like wire it in there. I'm not super certain on how that hookup and stuff would go. You know, it may work with the animatronic. Oh, I don't know if I even said. So it works exactly the same way that I'm going to show you how this works with the animatronic, except it's actually like there's a cord connected to the animatronic, and instead of playing from the phone, like the sound from the phone, it plays out of the animatronic, and you know, it does its like motion or whatever. So I have it on the on mode, and I guess we'll go through the normal quotes. Obviously, if you have the phone, like if you have the thing down, and that probably set in motion one of the quotes. I think if you pick it up regardless, you'll hear a quote when it's on. But if you hit this, it should ring. And so, you know, you could pick it up. I don't think it continues to ring. Yeah, it doesn't continue to ring. But yeah, so you can hit this to make it ring. And obviously you can pick it up.
What's your favorite scary movie?
So he's got several quotes on here, and it's funny because the exact same quotes and everything is the same that's on the animatronic. And if you couldn't afford the animatronic back in the day, like 2011, I was lucky enough during that time for Spirit Halloween, I was able to obtain the Freddy animatronic, the remake Freddy, and I love that thing to pieces. Like my mom, like we went to Spirit Halloween, I'm sorry, this is sidetrack. We went to Spirit Halloween so many times back in the day, like when the Freddy animatronic was on display, and I would go up there and I would, sorry, washing machine, and I would go up there and I would continuously keep hitting the button just to hear the quotes and stuff like that. I would love to show you guys. I actually might do that in a separate video. You know, for some reason, I've never showed off the animatronic or anything like that. He's getting older in his age, and some of the animatronics, like, so he moves his fingers on his gloves, like he moves these two fingers and then these two fingers like that as he's like doing his thing. And it does squeak a little more nowadays, and it kind of worries me that it's older in age. Anyway, so during during that day, you know, during that time, there was the Scream 4 animatronic, the remake Freddy animatronic. There was also Michael Myers, I think Pinhead as well. Really cool stuff. They were all super expensive for me at the time, but that was just because I was younger. I was a kid. It was 2011. Couldn't drive or anything at that time, obviously. But these bad boys were $20. And I was like, wow, so this does the exact same quotes and does the phone function its own. Like, you really don't need the animatronic at that point. So it's like, if you had this and you just like made a standee of the Ghostface, you know, you just about have that. Obviously, it's not going to have any motion. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the actual quotes just so you can hear it. And then I'll show you the sensor function in just a second. So how it knows when you pick it up is obviously this little button right here. So I'm going to press it, and then I'm going to let it go, and we'll just go through the quotes.
Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone. Hello, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep. Who is this? This is the last person you're ever gonna see alive. Welcome home, Sydney. You're a survivor, aren't you, Sydney? What good's it to be a survivor if everyone close to you is dead? You can't save them. All you can do is watch. What's your favorite scary movie?
Okay. I think that's all.
Hello, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone.
So, yeah, it's super cool. Like, that's all the quotes that you get with the actual animatronic. So I'm going to turn on the sensor mode. And obviously it's going off already. The sensor is right here. Yeah. And it'll keep going off as long as it keeps sensing stuff.
Hello, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep.
Super, super awesome piece. Like, I love this thing so much. Next to actually having the actual animatronic, this is the next best thing, if not the best alternative, really. Because it's Roger L. Jackson's actual voice, his quotes, super, super awesome. And it's funny because I posted this, that, like, I found it again in my storage, on a Scream collector group that I'm in. And instantly people were like, hey, will you sell it? Will you sell it? Can I have it? Can I sell it? And I was like, I guess it depends on how much I need money. But really, I can't see myself, even if I'm needing money, like, I can't see myself letting go of this piece. Just because it's so cool. Because I would very much like to, you know, one day have an actual, like, standee prop of Ghostface to kind of have, like, beside this. Because Halloween parties, when I would have this towards the door and have the sensor on and people would walk in, like, people would get spooked every single time. And then, like, it was a big hit. That and my Freddy animatronic, you know, big pieces for, you know, the Halloween parties and stuff like that. But anyway, I think that pretty much wraps everything up for this video. If you would like to see the Freddy animatronic, let me know down in the comments, and I may get to that video a little quicker than I guess whenever I do get around to it. But if there's a want to, then I'll get to it a little quicker. But anyway, so I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.